Hello and welcome to Film Companion. We are at the KM College of Music and Technology. Rahman is here for the launch of the music of the Hollywood film Lake of Fire. The music has been composed by Kripa, which is an ensemble of student musicians from Rahman's KM Conservatory. So this is your 25th year in film music. At this point, do you ever think back about the Rahman that once was the boy who made the music band Nemesis Avenue, or training under the Dhanraj Master, or the person who the Dilip who composed all those ad jingles?
No.
Not at all?
No, because I was not in that frame of mind. I was like taking everything as it came.
Okay. So this is also the 25th year of Roja, and you have another album with Mani Ratnam coming out this year. How has that collaboration sustained for so long? It's just kind of
I think more than a director and a filmmaker, he is something very special for me because he gave my first break and also like a brother. So yeah, it goes like a mentor, brother, all mixed, and a good human being, And sometimes you stick with people who are not because of the power, but because of the humanness.
How do you, after so many years of composing for films, how do you ensure that you don't get that sense of monotony when somebody comes and explains to you that they want a love song or they want some other kind of song, the situation that's the same all over again?
I don't do those movies.
Okay, you don't do those movies?
Yeah, if I feel like I can't do anything new in this, I try to dodge it, and so that's why many movies which I was supposed to do, I felt like, what am I going to do because of the expectations. Sometimes it might be a very small movie, but it might trigger something interesting for me, so I'll do that.
Now, speaking of a contribution like OKK and 24, I think also had the Kutube Kripa as part of the credits in the thing. So how does that work when you?
I think Kutube Kripa is like an idea where most of them, not most of them, like few people we select intern with us, and they learn the tricks of the trade, and they become a part of us, and so they know the do's and don'ts in a way, and this is one way of pushing them into the real world. But I think by the grace of God, the vibe of KM is going well. People are picking up composers, singers from here, and they're doing well. And
so do you have any hand? Do you supervise? Do you have the time to supervise what they're doing or offer suggestions and things like that?
I think the staff, everybody knows my sister who runs Fatima, the director. She is also musically sensitive about things, and it's a good team. The vibe, they know what we should do.
So what is interesting is you're saying you're teaching Hindustani and Carnatic as well, but you're also teaching them how to read music.
Yeah, it's a language, obviously.
Right.
And I think it's really important that any musician or sound engineer or anyone to know the language. And I think Rahman sir's perspective to do the Western classical music theory as the prime goal, and that was a really important thing for India, because this is the only one kind of institution in India.
Because it's one of the most interesting classrooms I've ever seen, because there's such a mix of ages, right? You're learning the violin.
Yeah.
Did you start here, or did you already know some violin before coming here?
I only started here.
Okay. How long have you been here?
For 2 years.
Wonderful. So do you find that because of the difference in ages and also the difference of ability and skill, do you find that you have to adopt a different kind of teaching method for different people, or because this seems to be a standardized class, right?
Yeah, so I feel that in this due course of 7 years, I have come up with a method, and like I said, I give examples of Rahman sir's music, I give examples of other Tamil music, Bollywood music, and explain them how it's related to Western classical music, and because they easily get related.
Okay.
if I play a Bollywood song and say that, hey, this Bollywood song is a Neapolitan chord.
Okay.
So Neapolitan chord for them is like an alien word. And to make it sound familiar, which they already know it, they have heard it. So I just play a Bollywood song and say, hey, this Bollywood song is a Neapolitan chord application.
Which other composers' music do you reference here? If you're talking about Western classical music and chords and things like that.
In Tamil music?
Yeah.
In Tamil music. I mean, Ilayaraja sir, obviously, because he's he was also one of the masters who mastered this art of writing, and so his music also has a lot of Western classical examples. And in Bollywood also, I think recently I was discussing about this music director Rajesh Roshanji,
Right.
and his one of the song is this Dil Kyun Hai Mera from Hrithik Roshan's movie, and we were discussing a chromatic descent, which happens in a sonata form, and that sonata form is there in Hrithik Roshan's movie's song. So that sort of examples and music directors, and it's mainly the songs, and then we go that, oh, how did the director did it.
In Bollywood, we've gotten to a situation where the song has become greater than the composer. Do you think that's going to be the way of the future, where it's going to be the individual songs that stand out rather than somebody saying, I'm going to listen to this composer or that composer in here as well?
I don't know. I can't predict the future.
Right.
I think people follow. People are smart. They know who's done what, and there is affinity towards good work.
After so many years and so many awards, you call the Mozart of Madras, you're called Isai Puyal, you've held an Oscar in your hand. How do you still find, how are you still able to hold on to that humility of yours?
It's a spirituality, I think. For us, that's the foundation. And so that's what I like, because when you want to reinvent, you have to take off all the old luggage and throw it off, go marching with nothing.
And finally, this thing about directing a film. There have been rumors that you're going to be directing a film. What is that all about?
Well, I was pushed into it because I don't have the time and the attention span to do a whole 2D movie. But virtual reality is something we've been researching, checking out for the past 1.5 years. And we couldn't find the right director for that. And because I was involved in the previous and everything, I feel like everybody said you should do it. And it was not like directing. It's not like we have to reinvent all the laws, all the techniques, and for virtual reality, it's completely different.
For more videos like this, subscribe to Film Companion. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. We're everywhere.